All right, welcome back to another episode of Mr. Taper's Barber Life, the podcast where we chop it up about the barber culture, business, and artistry of the barber game. Today, we've got a heavy hitter in the industry joining us, someone who's been making serious moves both behind the chair and in barber education. Coming straight out of Los Angeles and now based in Houston, Harold Cleveland, better known as H3 Dimension, is a master barber, educator, and entrepreneur. With over 95,000 followers on Instagram, he's built a name for himself through next level precision, innovative techniques, and a passion for teaching the next generation of barbers. Whether it's dropping knowledge in his advanced barber classes or pushing the industry forward through his brand, H3 Dimension is all about elevating the game. Today, we're diving into his journey, his blueprint for success, and what it really takes to stand out in the ever-evolving barber industry. So let's get into it. H3 Dimensions, welcome to Mr. Taper's Barber Life. What's up, brother?
What's going on?
So
Like,
tell me, yes, sir, yes, sir. So tell me, teaching advanced barber classes, how did you get into it?
how did I get into it? I got into it starting off being a student.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't something that I actually created. My mentor Morano, I saw the things that he was doing.
okay,
I think that inspired me to want to educate as well. I've always had the aspirations of being an educator.
okay,
Yeah. Even because I went to school, I got my degrees, I got my bachelor's degree and master's degree, and I wanted to be able to teach. You know what I'm
okay,
saying? So that was one of the things that I had a passion for. And so I had to wait a little bit to actually start teaching on a professional side, as in a university or something like that.
right.
I was just like, okay, well, how can I translate that into barbering? So
Mm,
me being a student, I was observing the people around me and just how they were educating. And so what I did was I just paid attention to how barbering is being taught.
okay,
So in my mind, I'm actually trying to get better as a barber and trying to understand like how do I need to go about this. And so what I just started writing notes. I started jotting down notes on how what other barbers are doing, what other educators are doing,
mm-hmm.
and what they're not doing, and how do I need to make a difference. You know what I'm saying? And so I just sat back and I just watched, and I saw I saw like some people saw the weaknesses in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just took advantage of it. And I just told myself, like, I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna make a difference, you know,
Okay.
transparent and stuff. So
Okay. Well, let me tell you, you are one of the few barbers who still uses quartered Andes Masters and quartered outliners.
for sure.
Can you tell me why? Because it's a cordless game for the most part, but you still rock with the OG clippers.
It's a reason why I could okay, so I'll give you a little backstory on that. So I started buying clippers when I was in barber school. And
Mm-hmm.
so I had the Funkadelics, I had the Wall Seniors, I had
Mm-hmm.
the 5 star, I had Topaz,
Mm-hmm.
uh, what else was it? 76s, the Model 10s. I had the I had the detailers. I had so many pairs of clippers.
Okay.
And I told myself, like, why do I have all these damn clippers?
Mm-hmm.
Why do I have all these clippers for? And I always felt like my philosophy at that time was, well, every clipper cuts different for any type
Right.
of culture of hair.
Right.
But as I got more experience, I think that was just more idealistic, but not realistic. Because I feel
Mm-hmm.
like the clippers don't cut the hair, the barber does.
Right. Right.
And so I started looking into it more and I started to like pay attention to detail. And so I was just like, all right, I'm going to dummy down all my clippers and I'm going to work with what works best for me. I'm not going to be buying no more clippers because I started to understand the consumer part of it, where I can go get a license to get wholesale clippers. And once I figured that out, I didn't have to spend $200 to go buy no edgers. I
Right.
could go spend $300 and get several pairs of edgers for $47, and I just modify them myself at zero cost. I'm cutting the cost in half. So
Mm.
when I started to start selling them, I stopped buying clippers. I said my topaz, my masters, because I've always had my masters. I just never used them because they was always considered heavy.
Right.
I like the heavy clippers, so I was always using my fast feeds. And so
Oh yeah.
I was always using my fast feeds because you remember fast feeds was like everybody's favorite clipper.
Yeah.
You
Super
know,
light too.
super light, don't get as hot as other clippers. The small
Mm-hmm.
seniors was always hot, so I didn't like that. You
Mm.
know, but that's because my baseline timing wasn't on point. That's why the clippers always get hot.
Mm.
If your clippers are getting hot, that means that you're on a haircut too long.
Okay.
And so I just said, forget it. I'm just gonna stick with my masters, topaz, my I got rid of my 76s, my Model 10s. I got rid of all those other clippers. And I said, I'm gonna have 4 pair of edgers. I'm gonna have some sharp ones, medium sharp, ones for the kids, one for a shave under the neck, and I'm done with it. And then I just have my other clippers and my detachables. Um, what's those other ones I have? It's not the 76s, it's the oysters.
Okay.
I forgot the name of them, but yeah,
So 111s.
no, they black. I forgot the name of it.
Okay. Not the fast feed.
No, they detachables.
Hmm.
It's
Oysters.
it's the black ones I use. I forgot the name of them.
Okay. Okay.
I forgot the name.
Well.
So
Okay.
yeah. So
That's
I just stuck with that, man. So I was just like, forget it. I don't want to be having all those clippers, man. And I'm not gonna be buying uh no wireless clippers because the wireless clippers don't give me what I need. I need more power. I
right.
need
Right.
consistency, and all my haircuts are a lot more efficient when I stuck with what works. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And beforehand, I was just like, okay, I see a lot of barbers are buying clippers because they look good. Oh, this clipper does that. This clipper does that. But a lot of barbers don't really never master their clippers. They
Mm.
don't really master it. You know what I'm saying? How can a mechanic ever get good at something if he always buying new stuff?
Mm. Wow.
Then you got to you got to retrain your memory on how to use this tool.
Right.
You can start making mistakes because you got to figure out how this tool operates.
Mm-hmm.
It might seem quicker because it's new and it's up to date, but the last mechanical tools you had, you know how to work it and you know how to make sure that you can change the brake pads, you know how to jack up the car, all those things that's needed. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I looked at it, man. I didn't want to buy no clippers, so I didn't want to keep buying clippers year after year. I didn't want to do all that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. And you made a good point because you said you have four outliners. You have the super sharp ones, medium sharp, and ones for kids. That's a uh, good jewel for young barbers because they think, oh, I need the sharp. All my clippers need to be super sharp. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? But you got to think about cutting under the chin. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about little kids. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
that's a good jewel right there for young barbers to know. And also, I'm gonna be honest with you, I started using my corded masters because of you.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I mean? I picked them back up and I forgot how powerful them joints were. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I was like, yo, okay. So whenever I got like super heavy bulk, or even sometimes when I'm fading, I'll pick up my corded masters. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yeah.
So tell me, what inspired you to start H3 Dimensions?
What inspired me?
Yeah. Like, was there a mentor
Oh
or
yeah, yeah. Of course, it was a mentor. It was iCut Pro.
okay.
At the
Okay.
time I was doing a tour, but it was him and Morano was doing a tour.
Okay.
Um, See, I always felt like you got to find a mentor that can give you certain things, and you find other mentors that can give you the other things. Because
Right.
one mentor not going to give you everything.
Right. Right.
Realistically, they're not going to be able to give you everything. They're good at what they're good at. You
Mm-hmm.
just got to find another mentor that's good at something else that you're looking for. And so that's how I seen it. That's how I looked at it. I knew when I went to Morano, more service based, straight
Mm.
to the point, verbiage, all those other things that matter. When I came to Todd, Todd was more on the side of the advertisement, how
Okay.
how to draw people in. And so I remember taking his class. It really helped me to think outside the box.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Got
saying? As far as uh being a business owner. You know what I'm saying? Not just being a barber, but just being a business owner on how to market my brand. And a lot of people don't want to wear your name on a shirt, especially the way society is, right?
right.
If
Right.
I have Harold Lee Cleveland barbershop, more than likely people not going to wear it, right? They're not going to wear it. Let's just be honest. They're not going to wear it. But if I have H3 Dimensions barbershop, more likely people are going to wear it because
right.
it symbolizes the business, not the actual person. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? So they really can't connect with it personally, but business wise, they can connect with it. I'm supporting the business, not that person. And that's how I had to look at it. You know what I'm saying? Because you can wear a UPS shirt, but if you had the UPS shirt with the actual owner on there, you ain't gonna wear it.
Right. Right.
Wear it.
So, did you have any challenges when building your brand, and how did you overcome them?
I had some challenges. I think the challenges came with just how to start the name. How like I was trying
Okay.
to figure out the name first.
Okay.
And that was to your last question. Like had to figure out how to start the name, and I think that was actually the challenge was actually starting what I wanted to uh, add to my name. You know what I'm saying? Like what was how I was going to come up with a name because I wanted
Okay.
to come up with a brand, and I had to figure that out. It was a good challenge though. It was a good challenge because it made me think outside the box. So I would just had to figure it out, and he just gave me a brainstorm and bullet points on how to attack it. And we came up with H3 dimensions. And he was like, "What are your three dimensions? Professionalism, grooming, and tech, and I think it was a technology.
Mm,
No, technique. I'm tripping. Technique. So
technique.
yeah, technique, grooming, and professionalism, right? And so we came up with those three dimensions right there, and I just tied it all in together. You know what I'm saying? So because I'm changing up my beer wash, so it's going to be technique instead of H3O. So I wanted to change that up,
Mm,
symbolize everything that I'm doing within the business. And
okay.
so yeah, that was a challenge, and I had to overcoming it. Um, just sticking to the course, not feeling overwhelmed, and not allowing myself to get depressed about it or overthinking it or overanalyzing it. I think sometimes we get discouraged on how to attack something or try to accomplish things because it's challenging us mentally to overcome it. So
Mm, mm,
that's pretty much how I had to just overcome it.
okay. Well, how did your journey in barbering begin?
When I was at Xavier University, uh, I was there. I started cutting hair at the school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's how I
Wasn't
started.
okay. So, what made you decide to pick up some clippers?
I needed some money. I needed some money. I'm just gonna be keep it a buck with you. I needed some money.
Okay. So
Yeah, I
you
need
had no experience?
no experience. It was something that I just came up on. Real talk.
Wow. So
Yeah.
one day you just decided to pick up, so you like, man, I got to get some money.
Yeah,
And
because I didn't have any family support when I was in college.
okay,
So I'm like, I need to figure this out. Like I need to do something because I don't want to be calling home for $100 here,
right,
$50, $60 here. So I just took it up. I just took the initiative to say, hey, I need to figure out something. I
right.
couldn't get no job because I was playing basketball at the time and I was on
Oh,
scholarship. So I couldn't get you know, no job. So I had to figure out something.
okay.
And, I got my Pell Grant money, but over time, money would get low.
Yeah.
So I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna pick up these pair of clippers and I'm gonna just get better. So I started cutting my own hair. Then I start, letting people know at the university, I cut hair for $8, $10
Uh-huh.
a razor, and they would text me. I would be making $100 a day, or every other day I make $100, and that's how I survive.
Wow. Now, it sounds easy, but did you have those, learning curves where you messed up a little bit and you had to learn from it?
Yeah, yeah, I messed up a whole lot, a whole,
Okay. Okay.
whole lot. Everybody messes up.
Right. Right.
I think for me, it was just more like just accept it and don't let it get to you, because you're supposed to make your mistakes and learn from them.
Right.
Give
Right.
yourself grace in trusting your own process. So that's how I had to approach it.
Okay. And you were playing ball. So were you did you start?
Yeah, yeah. I started. Yeah,
Oh
I
wow.
started.
So
Yeah.
this is Xavier in New Orleans?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. So there's some great barbers in New Orleans. Did you ever like go to shops and check out different barbers?
No, I wasn't that active. I was still trying to figure out how to cut.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
trying to figure out how to cut. So I didn't want to branch out, getting overly excited. Then someone can say the slightest little thing, and I'll be like, you know what, I ain't finna do that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I knew I had to be a better people person, because I wasn't really a people person like that. So
Ah, okay.
I was just, if I mess with you, I mess with you. These are the people I'm gonna be cool with.
Okay.
And so um, I just had a lot of stuff I had to deal with, just being in college and stuff. So I wasn't really too kind like that. So I just
Okay.
tried to figure out, because I was in survival mode, so I didn't really have time for a lot of friendships like that. So
Right.
yeah, I was trying to make it.
So how long did it take you from your freshman year? How long did it take you where you could say, okay, I am officially a barber. My cuts are nice.
When did I was officially a barber? I think when I said I was officially a barber, when I got my license.
Okay.
When I got
Okay.
my license, I never counted the years before I got my license. I never
Uh,
counted that year. I always count the years.
okay.
Sometimes I hate when people say, "Yeah, I was cutting since I was 10." Really?
Right.
You was
Right.
practicing when you started at 10. You was
Right. Right.
I
Mm-hmm.
feel like you should be official. You're officially a barber when you have your license.
Yes,
Or you're
sir.
certified.
Yes, sir. No,
Technically, you know what I'm saying?
technically. Okay.
In 2015, that's when I said that, I'm a barber and I'm gonna go 110% in it.
Okay.
110%. So
So when you graduated college, you went right into the barber shop, or did you do corporate America first, or
I was working. I was working. So when I was at Xavier, I left Xavier and I went to Wiley College. So when
okay?
I went to Wiley, I started cutting on the campus, still, making money doing those things, and while I was in school, and
Mm-hmm.
then, when I was pledging, I was doing all those things. And then once I got done with school, I actually was working. I started working the job as a mental health professional, and
Okay.
was officiating basketball at the same time. So I was doing a whole bunch of everything, and
Ah,
I was trying to make money. I was trying to survive, and then I had my son, so I was on the verge of just working. But I
okay.
never really wanted to like pursue barbering just yet. I always had that in my back pocket. So
Mm-hmm.
if everything else doesn't work and is just not working for me, I knew I was going to have that in my back pocket.
Right.
So
Right.
I wanted to get my master's degree. That was a non-negotiable. I was like, I have to get my master's degree. So just in case if I have barbering and I don't want to do barbering it no more, I can always fall back on my degrees and I can go get a nice job. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? Um, More likely that ain't gonna happen, but because I'm real deep into barbering.
hmm
So yeah, that's exactly what I had to do, man. It was, you know,
Okay.
it was survival mode. So
All right. And for those who don't know, what fraternity did you pledge?
Alpha Phi Alpha.
That's right.
Best
Okay. That's
fraternity
what's
in the
up.
world.
Oh six. Oh six. Okay.
Where you cross?
Oh, I'm an OG, bro. I crossed Spring 90.
Ooh, I was
Yeah.
3 years old, man. Let me put you out there.
Yeah, I'm a true OG.
Damn. What
Sir.
school you what chapter?
Norfolk State, Epsilon Pi.
Epsilon Pi, yeah. Alpha Sigma chapter, man, 1925 at
Okay,
Bobby College. Yeah, spring 11.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
sir. Well, how do you see the barber industry evolving, say, in the next 3 to 5 years?
um, how the industry is going to evolve? I think it has evolved a lot since COVID.
Mm,
But also, too, I do feel like it's stagnant. It's not as active as it was when I first got into it. Everybody was doing a lot
mm,
around before COVID.
okay.
Now that COVID happened and we got past that, now the aftermath of the barber industry, I do feel like it has gotten a little stagnant.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of barbers are not going to shows as much.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, I feel like it might be too many shows and barbers are, they're getting too much information.
mhm. I don't think somebody can. Yeah, it
Well,
it can
they
maneuver
have
out.
too many choices. Let me say that. Not too much
Exactly.
information. They got too many choices.
Yeah. So it's not like the primary one, like Bronner Brothers and BarberCon and
Mm,
CT Expo. Um, I never just really just went to shows like that. Like I know I got to do a better job in going to the shows and
mm-hmm.
just going networking, but I just have a different mentality. Like if I'm gonna go to the show, like I need to go and be impactful. Like I don't want to just be going just to be going. I want to be impactful. That means that I'm gonna be a vendor,
Mm-hmm.
and sell my products and get people to come to my classes and be educate.
Okay.
Um, so yeah.
Okay. What are some key mistakes barbers make when trying to brand themselves?
Mm. What are some key mistakes that barbers make trying to brand themselves?
Yeah, when they try to brand themselves, a lot of barbers they want to come out and they want to do the $100 haircut right away, and you know they setting their prices high, and they only been in the shop for a month. You know what I mean?
I think the first mistake barbers make is trying to copy the wrong cat.
Mm, okay.
Man, so if I see a barber online, so I want to be just like him, I'm gonna do what he does. But you don't even know how he started.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you haven't even mastered the haircut. I think that's the first mistake that barbers make is not mastering their haircuts,
Mm-hmm.
not focusing on the details and the process that they need to take in order to be good.
Mm-hmm.
So they try to rush the process by trying to be like another barber. If you're gonna be a copycat, you got to make sure you copy the right cat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the first mistake that a lot of barbers make is not giving themselves enough time to get better.
Okay.
You
That's
know,
a good point.
they want to work on the enhancement, but you haven't even mastered the haircuts yet without
Right.
the enhancement, and that's why the enhancements look oversaturated because you didn't master the first step. You mastered the third or fifth step.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So now you got to backtrack on how to master the haircut. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of it's too much jumping back and forth. It's never a clean slate. So that's one of the things I mastered was the haircut first.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So master the haircut first. That's like really the main thing that barbers make mistakes on is not mastering the haircuts, not finishing the haircuts as well.
Okay. Okay. How important is social media in the modern barber game?
It's very important. I think that that's a platform to use to showcase your talent, get potential clients, potential business. Um, it lets it's so easy to advertise that a lot of people don't even take advantage of it because if
Mm-hmm.
it's gone tomorrow, then what you gonna do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Those who are taking advantage of it has been done a very good job of staying consistent with it.
Mm-hmm.
But it has evolved barbers. It has evolved the industry. If you think about it, like we got barbers up right now that's videographers. They
Mm-hmm.
editing their own videos, recording their own videos. They putting it on social media. They creating content. Like we just not barbers no more. We're more of advanced barbers now. You know,
Right.
what I'm
Right.
saying? People have to realize like you got to take advantage of it. I tell all my barbers, hey, post, stop overthinking and post more.
Mm-hmm.
Posting, keep posting, and eventually your followers are going to grow.
Right. And it's funny because I have an OG barber in my shop who refuses to use social media. And uh I just don't understand it. I helped him get his IG account, you know, he just refuses to do it. And I hate to say it, but everybody who comes in the shop after him has passed him in terms of cuts.
Hmm.
And my question to you is, do you think it's possible for a barber to do well without social media?
Um, to be honest with you, the way that things are, you can still do well depending on his level of experience.
Mm, okay.
Level of experience.
Okay.
I think that social media is a bridge to getting clients because everybody is on social media, and
Mm-hmm.
so word travels faster on social media. So you can be somewhere and someone is looking for a barber in Houston. The first thing in your mind, you like go to H3. I know a barber there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I think it all depends on the level of their experience in order for them to have a success. Because there's some barbers that's not on social media that got great clientele because
Mm-hmm.
they've been they had that establishment before social media. Now I do think that it couldn't be hard for a barber that's coming into the game that doesn't have a social media. He's trying to look for clients. He got to go the old school way. He got to start passing out cards. So he's got to work a little harder. You know what I'm saying, to get clientele versus someone that's coming into the game that's familiar with social media. They're going to be posting more. They're going to be creating content. They're going to separate themselves from the average Joe. So some you can't teach an old dog new tricks, and so that's just how some barbers are. They set in their
Mm-hmm.
own ways. And that's perfectly fine though. But uh, you know, that's just some people don't want to grow. So
Right.
yeah.
Right.
So
Well, are you developing some products, and do you have products right now?
I do have products. I have my H3O beer wash. Right
Okay.
now, I have a few things in production right now. Is my beard oil, my beard balm, and my shampoo and conditioner. And right now, I'm working on a pomade and a spritz. Um,
Good idea.
yeah, so I'm working on those things right now.
Good idea. Can you
Yeah.
break down the process of developing a barber product from idea to launch?
To break down the barber product, I think you have to find a chemist
Mm,
in order for you to get your own product. You just have to be resourceful, right? So I
mhm.
have to be a little bit more resourceful on how to go about starting a product. And a lot
Okay.
of times, if you think about it, products are really made from other products. You know what I'm saying? As
Hmm.
far as like um, like you may see a product that you like, let's say Cantu, and you like the way the texture is, you like the way how they go about it, and so you go to your chemist and ask him like, hey, how can I how can I duplicate this product? I don't want it the same thing, but this is something that I'm looking forward to having. And that chemist is going to break the product down because let's just be honest, like all you got to do is change the ingredients. It doesn't have to be the same thing, so you won't get sued or anything like that. So
Right.
so
Okay.
that's so you do that and you just approach it that way. Or they can come up with something, and you just gotta uh keep reviewing it over and over again. So the first step is finding a chemist. And then the second step, you have to find who does the production of bottling. So
Mm,
they may just make the product, but do you have a company where they can make your bottles for you? And how do
okay.
you want your bottles to look? That's a whole nother process. It takes time to create your own product. It's not something that's gonna happen overnight. You might be working on a product for 6 months.
Mm,
That's how long it takes, you know. And if you already know what you want, then that's perfect. But for the most part, it's gonna take a long time to do it. And how I went about it, I just found my resources. I had a conversation with my chemist, and we created each product one by one based off of what I was seeing behind the chair. And I make products for solutions, not just to have products.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. If I have something that's gonna solve your hair for having flaky hair, and if I got that product, it's gonna help with it. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be more willing to spend versus me just having a product just to shampoo your hair, and it doesn't even do anything. So
Right, right.
yeah, so it's a lot though. It's a lot to go into product making. You know,
Okay.
and you gotta go into your labeling. Labeling is a whole nother thing.
Mm,
Gotta figure out how you want to label your products. You know, I always go to, if you really want to figure out how to package your stuff, just go to Target.
mm,
Look at how they packaging their products. Look at the labels. Look at how they're packaging everything.
mm-hmm,
Have an idea. Like put yourself into a student base, not an owner base. Because if you looking at it everything as an owner, you're not going to be open to any ideas. So look at it from a student base. Like okay, that's just like someone watching your podcast.
mm-hmm,
How is he going about making his podcast? How does he advertise it? How does he do this? What type of questions he asking? You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
So it goes all in hand in hand. If you just look at the product and see where they're getting the bottles from, you can look at a product and look at the bottom of it and see what it actually is, and you can just Google it and you'll find what type of bottle it is, and you just do your research. That's how I be finding stuff because I'm always looking to get better when I'm going to Target. I'm like, man, I don't even know what the hell this product is, but I like the way they packaged it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I want my package to look when people purchase it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Not something so simple minded, like just putting a slapping a logo on there and this and that. And
Right.
man, I seen so many barbers do it, man. This is ridiculous. Like, they don't put no thought into it.
Right.
They're
Right.
so exhausted on the whole idea of putting a product together that they don't really think through on the labeling.
Mm-hmm.
Go to Target or go to Walmart. Well, I would say go to Target because they have a lot of people that got great packaging.
Okay.
You know, go to the shampoo area, go to the grooming area. You know what I'm saying? And just look at the packaging. Look at the
Oh,
packaging, and that'll help you with your labeling. You know,
well, what would you say? What advice would you give to a barber who wanted to start his own product?
what advice would I give to them?
Mhm.
Make sure that you have the capital to cover everything.
Mm,
Make sure you have the capital to cover everything. Um, Start off one product at a time, and just allow yourself to develop. Also, another advice I give you is to educate yourself on your product.
mm,
So, if a client asks you, "What does this do?" you should be able to answer that question because it's your product.
okay.
And what's this product for? Well, this product here is for anti-itch. If you got an itchy beard, this will help relieve X, Y, and Z. And then I have a conditioner that you can use to help soothe the skin and you know all those other things that go into you know the beard or the face or the scalp. So you got to be able to educate yourself. So educate yourself on how to go about presenting your product because if you want to put them in a store, they want to know about your product. You have to educate yourself
Mhm.
and also simplify everything. Don't make it difficult to explain. Get,
Okay.
get straight to the point. I
Okay.
think that's more effective than just going down memory lane on a product. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Get to the point. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? Like, don't take me on this journey because you're gonna lose me after a while.
Right. Right.
Get
Oh,
straight to the point. Get straight to the point on what you're trying to solve for people that may need this product.
Got you.
And be solution based, not just product based. Don't just have a product to have it. Have a solution on why you want a shampoo and why you want a conditioner and why you want a beard oil, what
Mhm.
it actually does, and test it. Test it on your clients, test it on regular people, and let that feedback help you with your product. You know what I'm saying? And
Oh,
so jot take your notes and just see. And so that's what helped me out. I always say I'm gonna give it to 10 people.
mm,
And in order for me to pass this product, I got to at least get 7 out of 10.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? 7 out of 10. And then my next product, it has to be 8 out of 10. You know
Mm,
what I'm saying? And
mm,
so I'll balance it out. And once I get it to that point, I'm gonna send it to more people. And then they'll be able to tell me on how to go about it. And be like, okay, this is better. I like this. It's not too harsh. My skin real sensitive. It didn't break me out. I'm like, okay, cool. I appreciate your assessment. You know, you got to be open to for criticism, so
right,
it can better your it can help you open your eyes and see better. You know, so
right. That's something a lot of barbers are not willing to do. Be open to criticism. You
no,
know.
no, they not, man. It's that's on them though. That they only hurting themselves at this point. You
Yeah.
know, they only hurting themselves. So I'm just like, all right, whatever. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if that's
What
what me out a lot too.
hmm what keeps you motivated to keep pushing the H3 Dimensions brand forward?
Uh, what helps me? What? Ask that question again.
Yeah, what keeps you motivated to keep pushing the brand forward?
What keeps me motivated? I think the students that I've actually helped,
Okay,
the barbers I've helped,
okay,
I think that keeps me motivated. But also too, man, I'm in love with barbering. I love it. I love it. Like
okay.
I don't think if my heart wasn't in it. I don't think I'd be where I'm at today. My heart
Right,
was. My heart's
right.
so. Just seeing other barbers grow from you educating them keeps me motivated. Of
Mm-hmm,
course, my kids, you know, my lady, you know,
mm-hmm.
all that ties into me staying motivated. You
Okay.
know, yeah, I think more than likely is keeping the students and allowing them to get to a certain level in their career that they wasn't at before.
Mm-hmm,
Reach back out like, hey man, like I got like 3 new clients for this beard wash service, and they paying top dollar now. I'm like, cool, man. I appreciate you letting me know that. That keeps me motivated. You know,
okay.
so yeah, that's what keeps me motivated.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, my lady always tells me I'm doing too much or I need to spend more time with the family.
Mm.
So, how do you balance business, personal life, and staying inspired in a competitive industry?
That's a great question, man. I'll give you a backstory on that. So when I first started barbering, um, I had my son, H4. I had him, um, and then I had my baby girl like 4 years later. This is all around the time I was trying to be, wasn't trying, I was becoming a barber.
Hmm.
So I spent a lot of time away from the house. Spent a lot of time away from the house.
Mm,
I was working like 6 days a week. I was
mm.
always at work. Mondays was my only day off. I would work Tuesday through Sunday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was grinding.
Nice.
I was grinding, man, and I didn't know how to balance life. I didn't know how to balance barbering, family time, dad time, spending
Hmm.
time with my lady. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how to do those things, but I told myself that I had to make that sacrifice
Hmm.
because I wouldn't have gotten to where I'm at if I didn't do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Um, so I lost a lot of time doing that.
Hmm.
And so my relationship didn't work because it became um, what they say. It became a burden. You know what I'm saying? Because
Hmm.
I wasn't there, and so my relationship didn't work because I didn't spend no time.
Hmm.
So my mindset was to provide. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And a lot of men we get caught up in providing,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was focused on that because of what I went through when I was younger. I didn't want to be on the street. I didn't want to be homeless. I
Mm,
wasn't trying to be on no Section A. I wasn't trying to find no shortcuts. I wanted to be regular like other folks. Like I want to pay my rent, pay my mortgage, or whatever it is that I'm up against. That's what I wanted to do. And I
mhm,
had to make sure that I had the funds to do so, to make sure my kids had whatever they needed. You know what I'm saying? So that was my mindset going in. So now I had to learn all those things. I had to lose the family and not be in the household no more, to me recognizing that I should have spent more time at home and figure out how to balance the two instead of just always working.
mm,
So now that I went through that, I know how to balance everything out. But I think balance is inevitable.
mhm.
I think we strive for balance. I
Right.
think we have to figure out how to go about making time. You
Okay.
know, so my lady, she taught me how to put things on my schedule
Mhm,
using, using my Google Calendar. So if
mhm,
I got things up for the kids, I'll put it on there, and it will remind me to block out my schedule for work because I got to attend somewhere. And I always do things weeks in advance. If I do something the week of, I'm not going to do it.
mm.
I tell my kids that, like, hey, y'all have to tell me if you got a program at school, let me know ahead of time so I can be there for you. And if I
That's
can't be there, I'm gonna let you know if I can't be there. You know what I'm saying? And so I figured out how to make time. So I work early on Saturdays to get off at 2 so I can spend time with my kids later in the day.
mm.
I
That's
schedule my dates with my lady. I schedule my time with whoever else. Like I made you was on my schedule for today.
mhm,
You know what I'm saying? So it's all about having it's all about putting in the effort on how
mm.
to balance work life and everything. So if I got something planned, I'm putting it on the schedule. So she can't say nothing and the kids can't say anything. And,
Right.
and I tell my kids, let me know what you have planned, son. Let me know what you have planned, baby girl, so I can be there for you. You know,
Mm,
so I'm training them in the midst of that. Like, what's on the schedule? I will call my son, what y'all got planned for this for spring break? And he would tell me, he said, well, I got this going on with Big Boss, which is his grandpa. I said,
mm,
you gonna work with Big Boss? He was like, yeah. I said, okay, cool. So I'm not gonna come get y'all until that weekend. Y'all get ready to go back from spring break. You know
mm.
what I'm saying? So
Right.
all about putting the effort in so no one feels like they're missing time with you.
Mhm.
And so I don't feel as stressed as I was because I take the initiative to make the time, and I don't let my barbering or anything else consume me as much as I did before because it put a burden on my relationship, putting one thing before the next. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right. Right. Yeah.
so
Yeah. I had to start doing date night. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And make a definite day where okay, we're gonna do something this day. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But tell me, what legacy do you want H3 Dimensions to leave in the barber industry?
What legacy?
Hmm.
I don't know. I think that's up to the people to decide how I'm gonna leave.
Okay.
You know, I think I was just telling my girl this yesterday because she worked for Hotworks. She worked at Hotworks, and they still have her advertisement on there. And
Mm,
I told her, I said, "You're already creating your legacy without you even thinking that you ain't.
mm,
You're going to put your stamp out there, regardless of what you're doing. You're already creating your stamp. You
mm.
already put yourself out there that this is who you are. You're creating your legacy. So, God forbid, if you go on tomorrow, that your legacy is still going to live on because
Right.
people are going to talk about you. People are going to keep saying these things about you. So I don't really have a way I want to leave my legacy. I think if I just keep thriving, I keep motivating, and I keep um, being who I need to be for others, I think they're the ones that's going to keep my legacy alive. You know what I'm saying? Because of who I was to them and who I was to the industry. And
Right.
I impacted so many barbers and I've helped so many people. And, I don't get too caught up in, the legacy talk sometimes because um, I think it is what it is. I think it's just more like, keep doing your job and let your work speak for itself.
Hmm.
Let the people decide, um, to keep your legacy going on. You know, I think that's important. Just having that type of mentality is just, you know, oh, we get all caught up into the legacy talk, and you know,
Hmm.
we really don't know until
Right,
what I'm saying. I mean,
right. You,
that's how it is. It's people that died years ago and they still talk about them.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Even in the rap industry, they still talk about people that passed away years ago. They
right,
still talk about Martin Luther King. He
mm,
left. He left a print on this world, and we still talk about him every day.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So if I can get that type of impact in the industry, it's gonna live on.
Wow, that's deep. That's deep.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you, brother. Tell me, when is your next class? Because I want to come to it.
My next class is April 28th. I was gonna have it on the 14th,
Okay,
but I got to give him my guy to do my flyer. And
okay,
so I just got to change up a few things, and I'm gonna try to post it within the next 24 hours and get some people signed up for my class April 28th. The weekend, it's gonna be a week after Easter.
okay. April 28th. It's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
be
'Cause I know everybody gonna be working that weekend,
right,
and so they have the funds to go to a
right,
trip or whatnot. So I'm just thinking,
right,
I'm
right.
just thinking. So I'm like, okay, because I was having on the 14th. I was like, that's a couple weeks before. Um, that's a couple weeks before Easter. So I was like, the 28th to be perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
It's gonna
Yeah.
be in Houston, right?
Yeah, yeah. All my classes gonna be in Houston. I'm working on a tour, getting the logistics down for a tour.
Oh man, that'd be great. You gotta stop through Atlanta.
Yeah, yeah. Atlanta. You in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. That was gonna be my first stop. Atlanta.
Okay.
Atlanta,
Yes.
South Carolina, LA. LA, I'm gonna go West Coast towards the end of the tour, then I'll shoot right back to Texas. But I wanted to hit up a few spots: LA, Vegas, uh,
Mm-hmm.
the Bay Area, Dallas, South
Mm.
Carolina, North Carolina,
Oh
uh,
yeah.
Atlanta. Yeah, I thought about Alabama too, though. But a lot of people from Alabama may shoot up to Atlanta because it's not that far. So
Right. Right.
you know,
Okay.
Chicago is one of them too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Got to do Shot Town.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I appreciate you, brother, man. Thanks for dropping these gems, and I look forward to attending your class, man.
Man, I appreciate you, man.
And where can we find you in Houston?
Where as far as like the address and all that.
Yeah, for haircuts.
Haircuts, well, you could just go to h3dimensions.com. Well, you go to h3dimensions on Instagram. Uh,
Okay.
I am actually in Houston, right off of Westheimer and Derry Ashford. So if anybody want to look for me, I'll be there. Or you could just hit me up on Instagram, and we just go from there. My link is always in my bio. So if any barber that want to take a course, just look up for my next class, April 28th, and I'll have another one coming around June or July. So just stay
Sounds good.
tuned. Yep.
Sounds good. Thank you, brother. Thank you, O6.
No, for sure, six.
Yes, sir. And I'll be talking to you soon.
All right, man.
All right, bro.
All right.
Yes, sir. All right.